Chapter 5 of Blood and Crap. In a cave deep beneath the earth, a sinister group of villains watched as the Dark One floated in a pod containing some kind of a healing liquid, which I think is also ripped from DBZ. Bleeko sat cross-legged inside the spherical pod and appeared to be in a state of intense meditation. They watched him, too scared to even speak. His power was radiating outward like a furnace. The room felt as if it were a sauna. Scripona entered the room behind them silently. He burst out laughing. Ha! What are you guys doing? Taking a coffee break? Are you in awe of our fearless leader? It's not like staring at him is going to restore his power any faster. Oh, sorry about that. Blackthorn put his finger to his lips and shushed him. Quiet, fool. Can't you feel it in the air? Insert Phil Collins song here.
Sandal dropper.
Maybe you can screen cap me what it look like. Oh shoot, I don't need glasses to look small, but a lot, sir. But the good news is it makes just as much sense in context. So
No, he hasn't missed anything. You're all full of crap.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, we're on chapter 5, Icer. Yeah, but it's not like she totally just said that. Thundersteel, rah, rah, rah.
Bleeko's power is filling the room. The intensity of it is astounding. I'm starting to get a bad feeling about this. What if he doesn't keep his promises? What if... Scripona interrupted him. Yeah. And what if everything he told us is all a bunch of Toon lies? I've never trusted Toons. Too unpredictable for my taste. No sense at all, Noscope. No sense at all. Maybe he doesn't even have any real power at all? Yeah, it's pretty warm in here, but how do you know that's because of him? We're pretty far underground. Maybe it's just a volcanic vent. Maybe. Bleeko's yellow eyes shot open within the container and narrowed. The temperature of the room dropped so suddenly that icicles began forming on the end of Blackthorn's nose. Bleeko's pod exploded into 1,000 pieces, and he coolly stepped out. His eyes stared at Scripona. Nothing but his eyes showed the rage that lurked within. Scripona's heart froze as his silent master took a single step toward him, and another, then another. Bleeko was stepping on shards of broken glass from the pod in his bare feet. He showed no signs of pain. He felt no pain. I'm like, Scripona backed up in fear. Master Bleeko, I didn't know you could hear me. Silence, you worm, Bleeko barked while picking up a small icicle from the floor. You know what happens when my own followers turn against me? Well, obviously you don't, or you would have kept your trap shut. I love the author, like, the author knows that we wouldn't understand things unless he explains them.
We're too
in the middle of
stupid
dialogue.
to understand the story, and we just don't understand how brilliant writing it is. And yeah, just go ahead and continue so I can off myself.
Blackthorn was closest, let this be a lesson to all of you. Blackthorn was closest and didn't even see Bleeko's hand move. He heard the briefest whistle of wind, and heard Scripona scream. It was all over. Bleeko had thrown the icicle directly into Scripona's jugular with such intensity that he was pinned to the sheer rock wall behind him.
Link is appropriate.
Yeah, because ice isn't gonna melt or anything. Scripona tried to scream, but no sound came from his mouth. His hands fell to his sides and lay motionless. Bleeko turned and looked at the rest of them, as if he had just swatted a fly. That is what happens to those who disobey me. Now clean up this mess. I'm still not at full power, and I'll need a working pod to meditate within. He looked at Blackthorn. You are next in command. Don't fail me as the other thing did. Blackthorn shook with terror and nodded. He knelt and began to repair the shattered pool. Toons are very special creatures. Though some hate them for their unique abilities, most are treated with the respect that they deserve. Toon communities usually consist mainly of toons, though some humans prefer to live among them as well. Sorry for yawning. Rather than amongst other humans, the largest of these toon communities was Ink City, not far from Capital City. It was a sprawling city. It was a sprawling city filled with toons of every shape and size. Now, contrary to popular belief, not all toons are funny. I thought they thrived on humor, dude. Whatever. Just as not all humans are funny. Like you! The image of the clownish toon is a common stereotype throughout the world. Though percentage-wise, there were more funny toons than there were funny people. Period. Ink City was a pleasant place to live, though, with less crime than most cities. Why would any of the toons need to steal anything when they can just conjure it out of thin air? Blinko will need toon energy to regain his true full power, Blinko said with a heavy heart. He could sense Blinko's imminent arrival, like a dark coal deep within the pit of his stomach. Ink City would act as a beacon to Blinko, a magnet. It was the largest community of toons on the planet. To Blinko, it will be like a giant buffet with a sign with the word free on it. Blinko knew that Blinko would strike there soon. It was only a matter of time. You have to be vigilant, said Blinko as he, Mike, and I patrolled over the patrolled over the skies of Ink City. These poor toon souls are counting on us. If we fail, if Blinko regains his full power, I don't know if we will be able to stop him. He is essentially me, after all. No, Blinko, said Mike. He isn't you. He may bear some small resemblance to you, but he isn't you, and you aren't him. Blinko remained silent. Down in the city, things seemed quiet. A brown beagle wearing a police uniform and a badge was ringing a bell. Midnight and all's well. It was peaceful. Wow. Yeah, that's this.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Anyway.
Weedle! It's a new Pokemon.
It was peaceful. Too peaceful, it seemed. Sometimes things happen in life that we cannot control. What? When did this turn into your journal, dude? What? Where is this coming from? Sometimes things happen in our life that we cannot control. Thank you, Captain Obvious. We want with all of our heart to bring peace and make sure nothing bad happens. I know, right? No scope. It's like, well, crap. If this can be turned into paper, then why can't anything be turned into paper?
Yeah, that was basically my ideas. I'm like, oh, okay, that's it. I'm just gonna write tales now. We're gonna publish this because apparently Blood and Ink is worthy of being published.
But it doesn't always work out that way. Things happen that you cannot control. Because you didn't just say that. Fate steps in the way, and before you know it, it's over. I still wish that things could have been different that day. I wish we had known what we know now. A lot of poor innocent toons could have been spared. As I sit now writing this, it's hard to remember what happened first. I know that as we soared over the city, a dark light filled our eyes.
Yes, McGain. Oh. Yes, McGain, this is published.
Show him cap the book and show him.
No. This is the book, and this is $30.
Hardcover copy, yes. Yes. That would still be better. Whatever you write about it would still be better than this.
Isaac's
like I said,
mom was actually the Dark Brotherhood listener and was also Goku from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, no, don't bring that into it. No. Anyway, excuse me. I wish we could have known. I wish we had known what we know now. A lot of poor, innocent It is. It's just also published. Oh, link is DeviantArt or whatever, or something.
Sure thing. There we go.
Here, hang on. Well, actually, this link is as good as any. Anyway. Anyway, there we go.
My link is also the same thing.
As I sit now writing this, it's hard to remember what happened first because I'm pulling it out of my butt. I know that as we soared over the city, oh yeah,
I'm sorry, what? This story? What?
The darkness blinded us, made us weak. It didn't last long, but the next thing we heard was even worse. Every innocent down in the city was screaming. As we looked down, we saw why. An enormous crater had replaced half of Ink City, and we immediately saw the culprit responsible floating overhead. He was like a mirror image of our Blinko, with black fur and red burning eyes. He was laughing, and as he laughed, his eyes seemed to turn even more blood red. I turned to Blinko and saw that he was shaking with fury. He kept saying the same word over and over again. Bliko, 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 Bliko. See, children? That's the horrible writing.
Hooja Bliko. Hooja Bliko. Staring.
I know, chanting that poem. But before I could try and comfort him, Blinko was off like a shot. He flew through the air toward Bliko like a missile. Bliko sneered, "Prepare, brother! This will be the fate of the entire world once I regain my power. The universe even... the universe even... Can't you feel it? The city is practically throbbing with my immortality." Okay, dude, whatever. Throbbing with my immortality. He inhaled deeply. I can taste it. Okay. Yeah. This was all he got out before Blinko began punching him. He was still shaking with fury as he pummeled Blinko as hard as he could. At the sight of so many lost tunes, Blinko...
Today on the Teamudf podcast, we have...
Blinko had lost control. Blinko had obviously underestimated Blinko's power. He was powerless against the ruthless onslaught. Finally, oh shoot, who's texting me? Why? No, we're streaming, dang it. Crap.
Intermission song. We are reading this crap to you. It was published, what shall we do? I don't know, but we're going to kill someone whose name is Bill.
Okay, I turned my volume off of my phone, so it shouldn't do that again. Sorry, everybody. I know.
For a good jump scare, all they need to do is take a picture of this book flying across the screen after you.
Yeah, I know, right? Anyway. Finally, with one final slam to the head, Bliko was sent flying into the crater far below. Blinko's breath was heavy as he tried to suppress the rage inside of him. He didn't want this. Not like this. It just reminds me of the Soldier Critics Pokemon review, like, Pokemon aren't meant to fight, not like this, not like this.
People aren't meant to write, not like this.
Anyway. He thought he had beaten this anger, but it made sense. Blinko was his rage. All it took was the slaughtering of so many innocents for Blinko to lose it. I slowly floated to his side and placed a wary hand on his shoulder. Blinko's breathing calmed, and he placed his own hand on my own. Mike followed behind and followed suit. I don't know how long we floated in that one spot. It must have been a while. Finally, Blinko calmed enough to speak. I don't want to be remembered for this. I refuse to let my anger control me. That's not who I am. Blinko frowned grimly. That's who Blinko is. Perhaps we should go down and see if... But I never got the words out. As we hovered in the air, we heard the malevolent cry. I heard a malevolent voice cry out from below. Darkness bringer! A great massive surge of energy flew through the air straight toward us like something out of a nightmare. I was the first to see it, and I refused to let my brothers get taken by it. With a great heave, I pushed them out of the way, and I went out of the way with all my might. I heard Blinko and Mike yell, Alex! Before the pain started. It was unlike any pain I had ever experienced before. As the blast of evil energy struck me, I thought I was going to die. Every cell in my body felt like it was imploding in on itself. I could feel every hair on my head sizzle, and my heart felt like it was going to leap from my chest and fly away. As the darkness bringer hit me, I died. Or so I thought. I know I blacked out from the pain, at least. I awoke in a dark room. I stood in the center in the only beam of light I could see. My dragon idol sat on a stone pedestal in front of me. My heart raced as I approached. It felt like I was walking in quicksand. As I drew near, the dragon idol opened its eyes and began speaking to me. At least I think it was speaking to me, only its mouth didn't move. Its words echoed in my head. Why did you do this thing, O keeper of the dragon spirit? For a moment...
Well, it's true, isn't it?
For a moment, I didn't know what to say, but I found my tongue and spoke back. If you mean why I pushed my brothers out of the way, it's very simple. They're my brothers. I couldn't let them get hurt. But you are responsible. If you die, so dies the spirit of the dragon. It was irresponsible. I cowered at the voice flowing into my head. This time I could not speak. My tongue felt like it weighed 1,000 pounds, but the dragon's voice calmed and spoke with more gentility. Yay, you can use it this way.
Hold on, I have to spam something for a couple seconds. Oh, it's probably too quiet, but oh well, continue.
Oh, sorry. Was it chainsaw? Yeah, almost.
Oh.
The devil and more, yes. Anyway, oh, did you show them his Kickstarter?
Oh, yeah, let's get that. Where is that link? This had a Kickstarter, people. This had a $30,000 Kickstarter. $30,000. Nobody has it? Does anyone have it?
Hang on, I can check.
I found it, never mind. I found it.
Okay. Yeah.
He wanted $30,000 for this.
It was also a very brave act. Of all things, dragons place bravery above all else. You must care a great deal for your siblings. Yes, you must care a great deal for your siblings. For this, you have brought me honor. I gulped loudly and hung my head. All the honor in the world wouldn't mean anything if I were truly dead. I hesitated in asking the dread question. Not the dreaded question, just the dread question.
Oh, so here, everyone on... If I post this on YouTube, no one will have seen the Kickstarter. So here's what we have. We have pledge $5 or more. You get a handwritten thank you note signed by Alex. Pledge $10 or more. He will send you a hand-drawn and framed illustration of a scene from his book. And if you haven't seen the illustrations, man, are these quite a treat. Pledge $20 or more. Get all the above, and he'll send you a paperback copy of the book. Pledge $30 or more. Get all the above. a paperback copy of the book autographed by Alex. $40 or more, all the above, and a hardback copy of the book. $50 or more, you get an autographed hardback copy of the book, and all the above, of course. $60, all the above. And you'll get a homemade cake with thank you written on it.
Cake.
You get cake.
Are you serious? Oh my god.
Yes. $70 or more. You get the cake, the books, all the above, and a special written thank you in the book's beginning for you personally. $80, all the above, plus to create a special framed illustration with you interacting with the characters in any scene. $90 or more, all the above, plus a hand-molded figurine of the hero of the book, Blinko, or Blanco, or whatever the crap we're calling him now.
Wolf,
And
Force
if you get,
Animaniac, Gary Stuga.
and if you get $100 in there, you get an extra scene in the book where you personally appear and have a big part. Wow! So if you gave this book $100, you would get a special scene. Your funeral.
In hell. Ah.
Everyone going the portal route with the cake.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Fear not, young one. You have not perished from this world. I was able to use some of my power to shield you from the evil one's energy, but you are not completely unharmed. I was able to prevent your death, but you will have to spend some time recovering. Oh, noes. Yeah, I know he's on the cover and everything. As you can also see on the yeah, and it's like, oh, it's about Blinko, but no, it's actually like if you read the DeviantArt, like the journal, it just like it's like, oh well, it's us getting powers and Gary Stu Palooza here. It's the stupidest thing. Oh man, yeah, but at least Metal Gear didn't suck. At least I think so. Or I think not. So, yeah.
And now a word from Skynet.
My head snapped up and I smiled widely at the dragon idol. As long as I don't have to leave my brothers, I couldn't be happier, thank you. But I was interrupted by a terrible pain. My eyes snapped open. A lot of snapping. And my body felt like it was on fire. I screamed and my brothers ran into the room with concerned looks on their faces. Delphine appeared out of nowhere with an equally concerned look on her face. I was back in the apartment. Blinko, Mike, what happened? How did I get here? Why does my body feel like it's falling apart? I screamed again. Or apparently he screamed that. But Blinko merely put a blanket over me gently. You were hit, full force, by one of Blinko's most powerful attacks. That was so stupid, man. You could have gotten yourself killed. By all rights, you should be dead. How did you? My dragon shielded me somewhat. I said solemnly, thinking back to my dream and realizing it had been more than a dream. He was the only reason, but I had to, Blinko, Mike. What else could I have done? I couldn't let you get... I couldn't finish the sentence. It was too... It was too painful, both physically and mentally. I wish you couldn't finish this book because it's too painful, both physically and mentally. How badly am I injured, anyway? Well, said Mike, you have 2 broken legs, 1 broken arm, and a shoulder that is dangerously out of alignment. You're in pretty bad shape, but if you take it easy for a while, you'll heal. That means no crime fighting. Promise me you won't try. Sadly, I nodded my head, because what choice did I have? I couldn't very well fight crime like this. A sudden thought flashed into my head. Though, Blinko, what happened to him? Did we... He got away. Yeah.
Yep.
He got away, said Blinko quietly. As soon as he shot that darkness bringer at you, he vanished into thin air. We hurt him pretty badly, and I think he got scared. More proof that was written by a mental 5-year-old. He'll be back, though, once he regains his power. That's why you have to get better. We need you, bro. Literally. We need you, bro. Blinko talks in, like, PewDiePie.
Yes, Evan, it might as well be.
It's the internet in book form. It's the worst of the internet in book form. Ugh. Where's Stream. There we go. Anyway. Yes. Anyway. Uh, he whimpered slightly and hugged me around the neck gently. Don't worry, guys. I'll hurry up and heal as fast as I can. I need you too. Blinko was right, of course. Blinko would be back and even stronger than before. I just hoped that we could prevail against him. The entire universe depended on it. Those fools, how dare they treat me this way? A terrifying thematic explosion rocked the villainous lair as Blinko arrived back at the scene. Blackthorn was just putting the finishing touches on Blinko's shattered healing pod when it happened. Seconds before Blinko returned, the air became so thick with energy that Blackthorn nearly choked. He peered from behind the repaired pod and saw a horrible sight. Blinko stood in the center of the room with dark energy crackling off of him. He was quite a sight. One of his arms seemed to be sticking out at a strange, unnatural angle, and his body was covered from head to toe in dark bruises. Blinko's snout was smashed, and he was bleeding heavily. Toons, even sadistically evil toons, don't bleed blood. They bleed ink, as Blackthorn now saw covering Blinko. There are a few things more horrifying than seeing a bleeding toon up close and personal. It is far worse when the bleeding toon has a look on his face that makes you want to pack your bags, buy a one-way ticket to a far-off mountain, and eat nothing but soy for the rest of your life.
What?
Soy? What? This Blackthorn sincerely thought about doing as he watched the toon villain limp across the room toward the pod. But Blackthorn, Blinko growled weakly, help me into the pod. Of course, the last thing that Blackthorn wanted to do was get any closer to the ravaged toon, but the thought of what Blinko could do to him, even in this state, was enough to make him step out and lend a hand. He was too frightened to speak, but he carefully helped Blinko climb into the pod and sit down. Blinko was breathing heavily. His body was so shattered that Blackthorn couldn't understand how he was still alive, yet alone moving. Blinko stared at Blackthorn with those terrible red eyes of his and coughed. He coughed up ink. I was a fool. My stubborn pride resulted in my underestimating my other self and his brothers. He spat out this last word as if it were poison. I should have waited. Blinko far surpassed me in power. I had no chance. Now, because of my foolishness, it will take even longer for me to return to full power. He smashed his fist against the floor and snarled at himself. But make no mistake. I will have my revenge. Blinko will perish under my fist. Blinko became silent as Blackthorn looked on, and he began to wonder if maybe he should leave. Master Blinko, he began. But Blinko interrupted him. Blackthorn, I have a mission for you. I cannot leave this room until my power returns.